Mr. President, council members, and participants, we are now live.
Thank you very much, and apologize for the delay, but when you're in the process of budget, it always takes a little longer than anticipated. So, I want to get started. I'm sorry. We're going to begin the public hearing. I'll make the following announcement. And due to the continuing threat to public health from COVID-19, City Council committees are currently meeting remotely. We are using Microsoft Teams to make these remote hearings possible. Instructions for how the public may view and offer public testimony at public hearings of council committees are included in the public hearing notices that are published in the Daily News. They require legal intelligence prior to the hearings. It can also be found on phlcouncil.com. Now that the hour has come, Mr. McDermott, please call the roll to take attendance, and members that are in attendance, a couple of words to make sure that your attendance is displayed on the screen.
Councilmember Bass.
Good afternoon, Council President and colleagues.
Councilmember Brooks.
Good afternoon, Council President and colleagues. I'm present.
Councilmember Dom.
Good afternoon, Council President, colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Driscoll.
Good afternoon, colleagues. I'm present.
Councilmember Gautier. Councilmember Gilmore Richardson.
Good afternoon, Council President and colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Green.
Good afternoon, Council President, colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Gim.
Good afternoon, Council President, colleagues. I am also present.
Councilmember Johnson.
Present.
I'd like to note that Councilmember Gautier put in the chat that they are present. Councilmember Jones.
Mr. President, colleagues, and new member Driscoll, I am present.
Councilmember O'Neill.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Councilmember O.
Good afternoon, I'm present.
Councilmember Parker.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and colleagues. Present.
Councilmember Quinones Sanchez.
Good afternoon, colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Squilla.
Good afternoon, Council President and colleagues. Present.
Councilmember Thomas. And Council President Clark.
President. Thank you very
Council
much.
President.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was having technical difficulties. I'm present.
No problem, Councilwoman. We saw your chat. Thank you. Thank you. We've established a quorum of the committee. This hearing is now called to order. This is continued public hearing in committee of the whole regarding bills number 200, 012, 210, 284, 220, 240, 220, 284, 220, 285, 220, 286, 220, 287, 220, 288, 220, 410, 220, 411, 220, 412, 220, 413, 220, 421, 220, 455, 220, 485, 220, 497, 220, 499, and 220, 531, and resolution number 220, 300. Mr. McDermott, please read the titles of the bills and resolution.
Bill number 20012, amending section 191301 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Homestead Exclusion to increase the amount of the homestead exclusion under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 210284, amending chapter 192600 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Business Income and Receipts Taxes by revising certain taxes under certain terms and conditions, certain tax rates under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220240, an ordinance substantially increasing the budget and number of areas and neighborhoods around the city served by the Community Life Improvement Program to improve the health, safety, and cleanliness of every neighborhood and enhance the quality of life for all residents. Bill number 220284, an ordinance to adopt a capital program for the 6 fiscal years 2023 to 2028 inclusive. Bill number 220285, an ordinance to adopt a fiscal 2023 capital budget. Bill number 220286, an ordinance adopting the operating budget for fiscal 2023. Bill number 220287, an ordinance amending section 10-1001 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Fees of Commissioners of Records to increase certain fees for the recording of deeds and mortgages and related documents under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220288, an ordinance amending section 19-1403 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Imposition of Tax by creating a Philadelphia County Demolition Fund to increase and encourage economic development by demolishing blighted properties within the city, imposing a related fee for recorded documents and related items, and making technical changes all under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220410, amending Chapter 19-1500 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Wage and Net Profits Taxes by revising certain tax rates under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220411, amending Section 19-1301 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Homestead Exclusion to increase the amount of the homestead exclusion under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220412, amending Chapter 19-3900 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Tax Exemptions for Longtime Owner Occupants of Residential Properties to revise the cap on the total number of exemptions authorized under the program under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220413, amending Section 19-1303 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Discounts and Additions to Tax by tolling additions, interest, and penalties on real estate tax when the assessed value of property is under appeal and limiting tax payments due based on certain assessments under appeal under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220421, amending Chapter 19-2900 of Title 19 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Senior Citizen Low Income Special Tax Provisions by extending the deadline for low-income seniors to apply for a refund or forgiveness of real estate taxes under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220455, amending Section 19-1301 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Homestead Exclusion to increase the amount of the homestead exclusion under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220485, amending Section 19-2600 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Business Income and Receipts Taxes with respect to allocation under apportionment of income and receipts inside and outside of the city under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220497, amending Chapter 19-3900 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Tax Exemptions for Longtime Owner Occupants of Residential Properties to modify parameters of tax exemptions for longtime residential owner occupants, all under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220499, amending Chapter 19-2900 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Senior Citizen Low Income Special Tax Provisions to modify parameters of special tax provisions for low-income seniors, including the deadline for filing an application, all under certain terms and conditions. Bill number 220531, amending Chapter 19-300 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Real Estate Taxes to establish rebates for early payment of real estate taxes under certain terms and conditions. And resolution number 220300, resolution providing for the approval by the Council of the City of Philadelphia, a revised 5-year financial plan for the City of Philadelphia, covering fiscal years 2023 through 2027 and incorporating revised changes with respects to fiscal year 2022, which is to be submitted by the mayor to the Pennsylvania Intergovernmental Cooperation Authority pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement authorized by an ordinance of this council approved by the mayor on January 3rd, 1992 by and between the city and the authority.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McDermott. Today, we continue the public hearing of the committee of the whole to consider the bills read by the clerk that constitute proposed operating and capital spending measures for fiscal 2023, a capital program, and a forward-looking capital program for fiscal 2023 through fiscal 2028. Everyone has been invited to the meeting. Should be aware that this public hearing is being recorded because the hearing is public. Participants and viewers have no reasonable expectation of privacy. So by continuing to be in the meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. I will note for the record this time that we will use the chat feature available on Microsoft Teams to allow members to signify that they wish to be recognized. In order to comply with the Sunshine Act, the chat feature must only be used for this particular purpose. As I stated earlier, today we will be amending the capital program and budget referring those bills from committee. Additionally, Councilmembers O and Johnson will be introducing amendments to several bills. We will be recessing today's hearing and public meeting to tomorrow, June 15th at 5 a.m. At this time, we will hopefully vote on all remaining bills and amendments.
Point of information, Council President.
Yes, Councilman Johnson.
You said we will be convening tomorrow at 5 a.m.?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say a.m.? You could tell it's getting late. Thank you, Councilman, for that point of information. 5 p.m. Thank you so much, Councilman.
You're welcome, Council President.
I'd have been the only ones on that team. Thank you, sir. Okay, at this time, we would like to recess the hearing and go to our public meeting. We will now convene the public meeting. Mr. McDermott, will you please call the roll to take attendance? Members that are in attendance, indicate, you know what to say. Indicate that you're here. A couple of words, and will this be displayed on the screen. Mr. McDermott, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bass,
Good afternoon. I am still present.
Councilmember Brooks,
Present.
Councilmember Dom,
Present also.
Councilmember Driscoll,
Present.
Councilmember Gautier,
Present.
Councilmember Gilmore Richardson,
Good afternoon, Council President and colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Green,
Good afternoon, Council President, colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Gim,
Good morning, Council President. Good morning, colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Johnson,
Present.
Councilmember Jones,
Present.
Councilmember O'Neill,
Present.
Councilmember O,
Present.
Councilmember Parker,
Present.
Councilmember Quinones Sanchez,
Present.
Councilmember Squilla,
Present.
Councilmember Thomas, and Council President Clark.
Present. Thank you. Thank you very much. At this time, the chair recognizes Councilmember Johnson.
Thank you, Council President. I offer proposed amendments to bills numbers 20012, 220499, and bill number 220497, and request that no vote be taken at them on this time.
Thank you, Councilman. We'll see that the stenographer receives a copy of the amendment so that it may be made part of the record. The chair at this time now recognizes Councilman O.
Thank you very much, Council President. I offer an amendment to bill number 220531. A copy of the amendment has been circulated to all members of the committee. I move that the amendment be approved and that no action be taken at this time.
Second.
That's not a,
Second.
that's okay. We got it. Yeah, you made a motion to move, but there's no action to be taken at this time. We got it. We're good. Thank you. Folks. Please, thank you. Thank you, Councilman. We'll see that the stenographer receives a copy of the amendment so that they may be made a part of the record.
I'm sorry, Council President, did I do the motion incorrectly? Let me redo that. No?
Did it right.
It's correct.
Yeah, we got it.
All right. All right. Thank you.
There's no problem, sir. Before we call for the amendment, I would like to recognize there are 3 issues with respect to council members' requests that will be addressed at a soon to be discussed later time. It references 3 pools that are not in the inventory of the city of Philadelphia. There will be some conversations around how the level of support or potential conveyance of properties to allow improvements to those particular pools as Pickett, Foster, and Sayre. So there will be a subsequent follow-up with members of the administration, school district, those council members, to figure out how we can get these pools open for the residents in those particular neighborhoods, but not continue to have them in the middle of a intergovernmental issue with respect to school district. City people, frankly speaking, in these neighborhoods don't really care who owns the pool. They just want the pool open. So we're going to figure that out. At this time, Chair recognizes Councilmember Parker for a motion to the amendment to bill number 220284.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer an amendment to bill number 220284. A copy of the amendment has been circulated to all members of the committee. I move that the amendment to bill number 220284 be approved.
Second.
Thank you, Chair Nostead. Councilmember Jones, second the motion. It has been moved and probably second that the amendment to bill number 220-284 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. The amendment to bill number 220-284 has been approved. Excuse me. Chair recognizes Councilmember Parker for motion on bill number 220-284 as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that bill number 220-284 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council.
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Parker and Councilman Jones. It's been approved and seconded that the bill number 220-284 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Chair recognizes Councilmember Parker for a motion on amendment to bill number 220-285.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer an amendment to bill number 220-285. A copy of the amendment has been circulated to all members of the committee. I move that the amendments to bill number 220-285 be approved.
Second.
Thank you. Been moved and properly seconded that amendment to bill number 220-285 be approved. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. An amendment to bill number 220-285 has been approved. Chair again recognizes Councilwoman Parker for a motion on bill number 220-285 as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that bill number 220-285 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly seconded that bill number 220-285 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Chair recognizing Councilwoman Parker for a motion that the public hearing and meeting on the remaining bills before the committee today be recessed until Wednesday, June 15, 2022 at 5 a.m.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Thank you. The chair notes that the record, Councilman Jones seconded the motion. Has been moved and properly seconded that the public hearing and meeting on the remaining bills before the committee today be recessed until Wednesday, June 15, 2022, 5 p.m. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Have it. This concludes the business before the committee of the whole today. See you all very much. Thank you very much.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Sure.
can we ask that members of the Parks and Recreation Committee return back to the original link from earlier today to address the matter at hand, the recess that we had from earlier today?
That was for the rebuild. Councilman?
Yes. Yes, for the rebuild project statement.
What do you need them to do? Oh, to the original link. I'm sorry.
We just need to go back in and recess out.
Yeah, we'll make an announcement that the original link for the Committee on Parks and Recreation, the members get back on the original link from earlier this morning on Microsoft's Teams.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Everyone.
CP, your mic is still open.
I think I was quiet.
You could just leave.